Have you ever dreamed of making chicken tortillas with some veggies and transforming, like, say, a day-old soup into something magical like chicken tortillas? Well, that's what we're going to do today. I've already combed through and taken a nice selection of zucchini, tomato, chicken, and have that right here with some mozzarella I've already roughly cut up, and tortillas. And then we're just going to go ahead and get this simmering here. And this is just a fast little meal that you could make yourself some chicken tortillas in under 30 minutes. This took me 8 minutes to prep, and I will be done with this in probably 5 to 10 minutes. This will be ready in this hot wok. Smells so good. The butter is starting to caramelize on the sides now. And I did add a little bit of this kickin' seasoning. And it's a nice spicy herbal, good for barbecuing meats and poultry, chicken, beef, even fish. It's an all-purpose, so it's amazing. Alright, I think it's time to flip these again. We're on medium-high heat here, and this has only been 2 minutes. I flipped them once, and I'm letting them bubble up a little more here. These are starting to look and smell so good. I just flipped them again, and now they're toasting up a little more on each side. And then I'm going to make my quesadillas with the filling inside. Okay, now we're going to start sauteing the chicken and the veggies. So we're just searing the veggies. We have a little tomato, potato, onion, and I left out the carrots that were in the soup, but it could have been good in there too. And of course the chicken and zucchini there. We're just going to saute this up a little bit. So just sear the meat, sear the chicken a little bit on each side, toss it around a little with the veggies and some oil, olive oil there, and be ready in a flash. And we're going to add it all into the tortillas with the cheese. And now we're just going to start placing the cheese here and there on the lower tortilla. Doesn't have to be perfect because it's all going to melt. Just spread it out a little bit there. Don't burn yourself. And the steam might burn you too, so be careful. Okay. It's just going to all melt so beautifully in there. And then we're going to add our veggies that I just cooked up. Okay. So it's starting to come together, as you can see. Now I just have to add my other tortilla. And I remember I wanted this side to toast a little more. So I'm just gonna spread everything out a little more. Normally I'd use a spatula, but it's not within reach now. Don't do this at home. And of course, wash your hands before cooking. All right, it's gonna be a good quesadilla. All right. You can just push everything, distribute it around that way too. Why not? It's about time to flip it already because I know the other side is getting a little toasty here. All right, so I just got it flipped, and it was a little tricky. What I did was beforehand I knew it might fall apart, so I pressed the edges to see if that would kind of glue everything. But it really didn't, because it wasn't melting enough everywhere. But there's enough cheese, and it's going to continue to melt. But what I did was I just carefully used the spatula here and got mostly underneath of it like you would an omelet, and I just started to flip it, and it seemed like it would all come together, and I used my hand, which I don't recommend you do, to keep the other one in place, and I flipped it. Definitely don't do that, but you can figure out how you'd like to do it. Definitely use an oven mitt if you're going to do that. Alright, I think this is almost done. This quesadilla is looking almost finished. And one thing I wanted to mention is that I did add a little bit of the juice from the soup because we had made a bone broth with the chicken legs and chicken thighs with carrots and zucchini, tomato and potato, and of course a little seasonings. And that broth is very nutritious and added a lot of flavor, and so that way I didn't have to use as much butter and oil for this, because typically quesadillas you'd use a little more oil or grease or lard or whatever your choice of cooking oil is for your preference. But I just used a little bit of the broth because it had fats in it, and what now I'm doing is deglazing the pan with the tortillas after searing the chicken and veggies in this wok, after semi-toasting the tortillas in between, and then I re-added that all back together, and now I'm deglazing. And this is about ready to be flipped again. Alright, now we have one toasty quesadilla, and I like my quesadillas a little bit like burnt, but this is a little on the dark side. I would say that this is similar to like Italian pizza, where it gets cooked in the oven, in a fire, So this is very similar to that. The other side is not quite as toasty, but I am toasting the other side just a touch more. The burner's off though, and this wok is just sort of a beast, so it's gonna be amazing. All right. Well, it's not gonna. There we go. So I think this is ready to be cut into. What do you think? See some of that cheese melting out here. It's crunchy. Perfect. Cut it one more time. Ooh. So this is a quick, easy meal that you can make in about a half hour, maybe even 20 minutes. And it doesn't even require you making anything because you've already made something the day before. So there you go, everyone. I gotta try it out, but I gotta let it cool down for a second. Okay, we'll try it out here. Ooh, it's hot and very good. It's delicious. It needs hot sauce. That'll be perfect. Thanks for watching. Bye. All right, now we are finished with the salsa. I actually used some garlic chili oil, and now let's give it a try with the garlic chili oil. Amazing. So good. That brings in the spice, the heat that you need. All right, thank you. Have a wonderful night. Have fun cooking.